I just want to say, listen, I'm just a kid from Chicago. I just put Chicago on a map in boxing, and it just goes to show that I've only been boxing about 7 years, and if you put your mind on anything, you can do it. So just keep working.
You're tuned in to iLLANOiZE Radio, Chicago's most valuable radio show. I'm your host, Biko, alongside Pretty Ride, Illinois Jones, and as always, we bring you guys the illest guests from around the city and globe. And today, the champ is most definitely in the building. Chris Millie Ousley is in the building.
Appreciate you guys having me.
The champ is here. The champ is here. How you doing, brother?
Man, to be honest, I'm just enjoying my little time off and still in the gym every day and just relaxing, enjoying this moment.
Okay, so you brought this back.
Yeah.
You brought this thing with you.
You said you was going to do it, and you did it.
Yeah, I remember our last interview. I mentioned that I had mentioned that I'm going to bring a championship belt back and I'm going to come right back into this radio station. I'm sitting in the same exact seat as I was last time.
Nearly a year, pretty like
it's
a
like
year.
a year later. It was right
later.
before Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Damn.
Like
man.
how? Like explain, because it was in London.
Yeah.
And you said it was 100,000.
London, mate. You went to London?
Yes, mate. I was
absolutely
London.
riveting. Love it. Absolutely riveting. Great.
She'll fit right in.
How was it being in, like, you know, a kid from Chicago in this place of 100,000 people plus?
Oh, man, to be honest with you, it was kind of surreal. Like, I had to, after everything, I had to really sit back and take it all in. Like, I was so mentally, physically, everything exhausted. Like, so many emotions flowing and going. I just really had to sit back and look at it and take it all in at one time.
Is it hard to focus being in a space with that many people knowing that they're watching you?
Oh, 100%. Not even just the fight day. You got to remember, like, it's leading up to the fight day, from media workouts to talking to the media, from cutting weight at the same time, like cutting 10, 15 pounds. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of things that's going on. You got to talk to a lot of people. You got to go to different places. You got to sign off on gloves. It's a ton of things. It's not just like we show up and fight. It's a ton of things that goes on, and it's exhausting.
Like, how do you keep your mental intact during a time like that?
I look at it as, in a sense, like, I know what I'm there for. Like, I got a job. You know, like, I'm here to get paid to do what I do. You know, like, my mind is already gone. I'm focused on fighting before I even take that flight.
You got it done, my brother. What, you 13-0 now?
Yeah, 13-0 right now. Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. Oh my God. 13-0 meaning like you have not lost.
No.
How many of those knockouts? Well, yeah. How many of those are knockouts?
9 knockouts.
Damn.
Yeah, 9 knockouts. And to be honest with you, like, for me to accomplish what I've accomplished only at 13 fights is crazy. Like, that's really unheard of. But I made it happen.
Shit, Chris.
When you are knocking someone out, what does that feel like in your fist? Like, is it like superpowers, like a jolt of energy?
Nah, to be honest with you, for some reason, I don't know, it might be like a little bit psycho to say, but like, I just like physically breaking other men down.
You said that in the last interview.
I might have asked the same question.
Let's actually have a flashback. Take a listen.
I love opposing my will on people. You know what I mean? If I could put you to sleep, like, I love that. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you get off to stuff like that when you hurt somebody. Like, I punch people to the body. Like, I'm a phenomenal body puncher. You know, like, I love breaking the real. I love hitting somebody. I love hitting somebody in the body and hearing that noise. Oh. You know what I mean? Like, when they make that noise, like, when you know it's over. Like, when you make that it's over. I know you gone.
Flashback.
Yeah, so you know, I really feel that way. Like, I love that feeling. Like, and
so what round did you get that feeling?
The first round, actually, like, don't get me wrong, like, people get it mixed up. Like, my opponent had double the amount of fights, double the amount of wins, previous world champion. My opponent had 22 fights, 22-1. I was only going in at 12-0. So a tough Russian, like, my hat's off to him and his team for, you know, like, coming and take the fight. But he was tough, like, but I knew when I hit him the first couple times, I was like, I even whispered to him, I was like, that belt coming home with me. Yeah.
You whispered to
He
him?
couldn't speak a word of English, but I was like, that belt mine. That belt mine. I kept saying that to him in his ear.
Why y'all was fighting?
While we was fighting, in the middle of the fight.
You from Chicago.
Do you think that like ultimately that did throw off his focus, even though he probably couldn't understand you, but even maybe the fact that he couldn't understand what you were saying was probably throwing him off?
No, it probably wasn't throwing him off because, like, he's been at the world level so much so that he's used to it, but he wasn't used to me. Like, I'm a dog. Safe to say, like, I'm a dog. Like, I'm gonna show my dominance in the ring. When I'm in there with another man, you gonna know I'm there. I'm gonna blow my nose. I'm gonna spit on you. I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to get that win. Like, I'm real nasty. I'm gonna blow my nose, wipe it off, touch you, hit you in your face with it. Like, I'm that type of guy.
Ooh, yeah, you fight down
Yeah.
dirty. Now, on your Instagram, when you won, I want to say it was either when you won or previous to you taking the ring, you quoted, "I'm ready to put on the show. This is the biggest moment of my career." And then you also put in the description, history is being made.
Absolutely. History has been made, and that's what I did being in Chicago. I think since 1997, I was one of the first guys to bring a belt back to the city. So I knew when I was going into that fight, when I took that plane from California to London, I even told my wife like 2 days before, I was like, I'm not watching no more film, I'm not watching nothing. I already know what I'm playing. I already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring that belt home. Like, we already had this conversation with my team, everything. I knew exactly what I was there for and what I was going to do.
So when you just said watching film, are you watching your film fights? Are you watching your opponent's fights? Like, what film are you actually watching?
No, I wasn't. I didn't necessarily watch my opponent's fight a lot, but I just watched other boxing. I knew exactly what I want to do. I watched other boxing to keep my mind busy. I just watched other fights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I gotta ask you before we get into a music break, my brother. Like, with a championship like that, you overseas, 100,000 plus people paid for their seats.
Yeah.
Like, what type of money is being generated? Like, what can a boxer that win expect to take home, and a boxer that lose expect to take home from a?
Being honest with you, so just for instance, right, my management team is Anthony Joshua, the biggest star in boxing. I mean, he made 85 million pounds. That's pounds. So I'm not even sure what calculates the US dollar, but
Me neither. Look at she done
she done pulled it up. So you can only imagine, and that's just off his fight purse, so not even including his sponsorships, which he has the biggest sponsorships in boxing. So they make a lot of money.
She almost choked. She almost choked.
My brother.
How much is that? How much is that?
Okay, I'm trying to make sure I'm looking at the comments right.
A lot of zeros.
She got to count them.
Oh, it's a lot of comments. I don't want to fuck up and say the wrong number. Okay, this look like $113,942,415.
Yeah, they make a lot of money.
Whoo, sheesh.
I need to go manage some fucking boxing.
You know what, Chris? I think I'm gonna have you train me, my brother. I think I'm ready to put them gloves on.
Oh man, nah,
Put your
man.
son in there. Put your son.
Real.
Somebody.
You know what? I think I could take Jake Paul for
Please, could somebody sign me up? Please.
somebody knock him out.
Please, somebody sign me up.
You think you could do it?
No,
I want to see.
I'll
you do
put
it.
him to sleep, but they're not looking for this type of fighter. They're not looking for this type of fight.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
want somebody.
really
They want somebody who's gonna take the money to lose.
But actually, if you look at, he's actually interested in fighting Kendall Gill. He's from Chicago. Like, Kendall Gill, one of the guys. Like, I know him pretty well.
Kendall
man.
Gill, you better knock his ass
Yeah,
out.
Kendall Gill, you better knock him out.
Kendall Gill, knock his ass out.
Yeah,
bro.
And I know Kendall Gill. He said they'll do it in the United Center. If it is done, they'll do it in the United Center.
That's dope.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'd love to
so
see
that'll
that.
be pretty cool.
The iLLANOiZE app is available now on Apple and Google Play Store. Download the app, get the latest news, stream our podcasts, watch interviews, and listen to iLLANOiZE Radio live. Download the app right now.
I ain't never sat this close to a champion in my whole life. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now let me stop playing. We sitting down with Chris Milley. Before the break, we were talking about, actually your process and what it felt like just being there. I kind of want to go back just a tad bit because I like to, now that you've accomplished a major goal, I like to self-reflect when I accomplish a major goal. So if you had to go back and tell 15, well, when did you start boxing?
When I was 21, I think.
Okay, so if you had to go back and tell 21-year-old Chris something, what would you tell him?
I would tell him to you should have started boxing when you was 12.
So go back and talk to 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Start boxing now, bro.
Go back and talk to the Chris that was inside your mama's stomach. Start boxing now. Like I would have told myself to start boxing.
My bad. So me.
Wait, so 21. So wait, how many years have you been?
I think it's been a total about 8 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, and you did a lot in 8 years.
I accomplished a ton.
So is that 10,000 hours?
Yeah. And then almost at a decade.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's definitely more than 2,000
way
hours.
more,
Like, cause
yeah.
I done put in 24 hours of work, like nonstop. So like,
How do you physically put in 24 hours of work? Because I'm gonna take a nap.
yeah.
So what type of discipline comes along with like actually being like physically and mentally being able to work for 24 hours?
It's just a lot of, to be honest with you, it's a lot of mental discipline. Like it's not much. Like, let's say I can eat what I want to eat, but I know I got to go put the work in to go knock what I just ate off if I want to eat bad, you know? So basically my schedule every day is I wake up in the morning, go to the gym, I come home immediately, take a nap, then I wake up and get ready to go to the gym again. And then right after that time at the gym, I go to do my run. And then at night, I got an infrared sauna in my house too. So at night, I'm in the sauna relaxing. So it's like consistent work, you know, because at this point right now, like, so for instance, you know, fighters, like you make it to the top just to put a target on your back, you know, like, so you did all this work, try to get to the top, get to the pinnacle of your career or what you thought was the pinnacle, just to put a target on your back, you know, so you got to stay sharp because it's these young guns that's coming up that want a piece of you.
So are you working more so on your cardio, your stamina? Like what are you working mostly? Sorry, I'll be fucking that word all the way up.
Every time you say stamina, who is stamina?
But you get what I'm saying. Like what are you, you know, as for you personally, you know, especially the levels you done amped up to, like what do you feel work most for you?
I think what works most for me is basically my cardio. That's my thing. You know, my cardio is second to none. Like everybody know, like whether you catch me on a Sunday night, you catch me on a Wednesday morning, I'm gonna be in shape, and they know I'm a dog it out. Because even for instance, right, when I won this belt, like people don't even realize I went up in weight class to win this belt. I usually fight at 54. But I knew, like, okay, cool, I'll be good enough to fight at 160 to win this belt.
How difficult is that to, you know, gain weight to get into a certain class to fight?
It's not difficult if you set your mind to. If you got the right nutritionists, trainers, everything like that, it's not too complicated. But trust me, like for the average Joe going to do it, it's terrible. It's hard. It's a bad idea. But for somebody like me that I'm always physically ready, it was a no brainer.
Go ahead, Jones.
No, go ahead, G.
I was just gonna ask, like, because in regards to just like putting on and taking off weight, like, I don't remember now. I don't remember, but like, okay, I
think we was asking the same question.
That's what I said.
Basically, like, so like, you know, some people, when I watch boxing, they say, you know, sometimes it take away from the stamina when a person has to go up in weight because they not used to carrying that weight.
Yeah, that's the case sometimes. But if you like I mentioned, if you do it the right way, if you do it the right way and got a team behind you, you know, like somebody that knows what they doing. You can't just be out here doing it just to do it. You got to actually know what you're doing, and it'll work out right.
Now, you know, I heard you say team, and the last time, which was a year ago, if I'm not mistaken, you were under Golden Boy promotion.
Yeah,
and now I see 258 management.
So the promoter and the management are two totally different things. But currently, I am not under Golden Boy Promotions anymore. Okay. We 258 management didn't think that Golden Boy was the right fit for me at the moment, and so we split from Golden Boy. Then right away, the opportunity for the title fight came up, and we took it right away.
So what is the difference between the promotion and the management aspect for boxing?
The management actually advises you and tells you what to do and is in your best interest. The promoter just promotes your fights. Like, okay, you wanna fight here? Okay, cool, we'll promote it, you know. And when I signed with Golden Boy, I was at the beginning of my career, which I still am now. I think I've only been pro for about four years now. Okay. You know, so I signed with Golden Boy at the beginning of my promotion. I'm very grateful for what Golden Boy has done for me, but it was time for me to move on.
4 years and you accomplished the belt already.
Man, yeah, this, and trust me, like I might make it seem like it's easy, but this shit, I don't know if I curse, but this is not easy. Listen, this shit is not easy. Like it's complicated. Everything gotta be aligned in the right position for you. You gotta have the right coaches, the right management team behind you, the right everything for this to happen. Like it doesn't happen. What I did doesn't happen.
No, because it's 4 years. What was the first thought when you touched this motherfucking belt? What was
I cried, I think.
I would have too. Right. That belt heavy as hell.
I cried not only because I won, but it was heavy. I was like, God damn, this belt heavy. Could somebody hold this for me? But no, like, it's just a crazy experience because, like, being real, like, guys been working on this since they was kids. Like, since they was 3 years old, their daddy had them in the gym or mom had them in the gym, and I did it so fast, but I did it the right way. I did it the right way. I really put in the work. When everybody else was sleeping, I was working.
No shortcuts.
Yeah.
No shortcuts.
To go back to your gym, with a belt, you know what I mean? And to be around your peers and come back home with this belt, like, what is that feeling like?
It's a great feeling just because, like, everybody want to see, because, like, you just giving that touch to everybody else, like, it's possible, like, being around the peers, but at the same time, you can't get caught up in this belt, like, because the whole goal is that I want to win more belts. This is just the beginning of my career. So like this is, I don't want to bring it around like I mentioned before. Like, I didn't even have it out. I showed the people at the gym and then I took it back home, and it's been in the case since you guys, since today. So it's like, you don't want to get caught up in, I got a belt. Like, no, because you got to do everything to keep this belt, and you got to do everything to keep more belts. And that's my whole goal, to get more belts.
Okay.
Man, my brother, I want to say thank you for bringing this.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen the belt before. Outside of WWE.
I was about to say, the ones you buy at Target, my little brother had a bunch of them, but it wasn't like that.
Jones, when the case came in, I thought it was a DJ bit.
I didn't know what Jones was carrying.
Okay.
I didn't know what that was.
Did not know it was a belt, and then when you open it up, and I'm like, can I touch it?
It was like,
yeah, that man. So I do want to say,
just real gold too, y'all.
Yeah.
Shout out to 258 management, man, because like you said, it takes the right team.
Absolutely.
And they've been making some amazing decisions and helping you get to where you want to be in your career.
Absolutely. And I would really want to, like, think about, like, for instance, right, like 258 out of the 2016 Olympics, I think they got maybe like 4 or 5 fighters. Then they just signed another 2 fighters out of the 2020 Olympics. I am the only American that they have, not including the only American. I'm the only one, I think, that's not an Olympian. So they believed in me. They believed in my skills. So shout out to 258, Will, Freddie, Anthony Joshua, all those guys, Binga, KD, for all them guys putting me on, like, because they really believed in me. Like, they was like, yeah, you can do it. So let's do it. Like, so I appreciate that. And they in London. Like, they not even in the U.S.
Before we get into this break, Chris, you said something earlier that, you're the first world champion from Chicago since 1997. I think that might have went over people's heads. So again, like, can you explain the history of that, as well as, like, what that means for, Chicago boxing in general? I mean,
it's actually really putting Chicago on a map. Like, I look at it as in a sense that, like, the fighters that came before me and the fighters that's gonna come after me, like, it's just about putting Chicago on the map. Like, I feel like Chicago had a black eye in boxing, and it wasn't the scene of boxing. But right now, it's other few fighters. I think me, Kenny Sims, like, it's a few of us that's bringing that light back to Chicago, because it was gone for a while, but now we bringing it back, and it's bigger than ever right now.
Make sure to check out the iLLANOiZE playlist, in which we provide you with the latest tracks we play live on our show. Head over to Spotify and search iLLANOiZE Radio to follow our playlist, as well as follow our podcast. Now let's get back to the show.
Now, earlier you was talking about how, you can't get too attached to this belt, because, it's more belts to get. Yeah. You feel me? So, like, I know you bust your ass to get this belt. What's the sacrifices you feel you'll have to make, or what kind of more of the work you have to put in for the next one?
Like, the more work I have to put in for the next one, like, first and foremost, like, boxing is, I don't have a backup plan. You know, like even though I went to school, I graduated, I don't have a backup plan. Boxing is everything for me right now. You know what I mean? So it's like, what I did for this belt, I have to do double. Even though I did a lot, I thought I pushed myself to 100%, but there's always room for more. So I'll even push myself to 200% if I have to, 250% if I have to.
You know what I be thinking about too from our last interview is when we was speaking on your preparation, like you prepping for boxing, how you don't have any intercourse.
You see my wife looking right at me like, yeah.
Look, she looked at this belt like that was a lot of sacrifices, and this next belt gonna be a lot of sacrifices.
It's gonna be It's gonna be double. What?
I'm like, I had to bring that up because I'm like, man, that alone, you know, it's a sacrifice, but it's a sacrifice worth taking.
Absolutely, and funny that you mentioned that. Like even for this fight, it was even longer. I think I did a month and a half, almost 2 months without physically, you know what I mean, like having sex, anything like that. It went even longer this time. So just imagine for the next one, it's gonna be even longer.
God bless you, sis.
But you gotta have a partner that's really there for you. Like she knows the goal. You know, like what's that new thing that they do on Instagram?
She understood the assignment.
She understood the assignment, right? She know the assignment. You know, like she knows what up with it. You know,
that's love right there, man. Ooh, I mean, I was watching a Matchroom video.
Yeah.
When you first walked in the arena and got emotional, and it got me emotional, my brother. Like the energy.
Yeah.
And it was just you walking in, just prepping, nobody in the stadium, and seeing that it's so inspirational, man. Like, what's the message you will want to share with the youth?
To be like, the message I want to show you is like, when you get there, don't forget that you can still have fun, because like when I made it to, like, after I won, like let's say like everything is done, when I won, I don't think I've ever been more proud to say that I was from Chicago. Like across the pond in a whole nother country, like the most important thing was like, yeah, I'm from Chicago. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like as kids, like the youth, you gotta really take that all in and don't be. And be blessed to be in a position that you in, you know, and still rep where you came from. You know, like you always got to rep where you came from. Like I don't think I was ever more proud to say I'm from Chicago. Like it was just the thing, you know. Like, and then now everybody know me like, oh damn, that's bro from Chicago. He could fight. You know what I mean? That's Millie from Chicago. He could fight. Even like getting recognition from everybody. Even Chance, me and Chance the Rapper still be chopping it up on Instagram like all the time. Like we chop it up at least once a week. He say something about boxing and I say something back, but because that Chicago vibe, you know, like it's when I came back, I think we was at like Michael's or something. Somebody was like, hey man, you that one boxer. Like, you know what I mean? So, cause it's like, yeah, I'm from Chicago. Oh, what's up, bro? What's up with you? How you doing? You know, I was so proud to be from Chicago in that moment.
I feel you. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm telling you, like for real. I'm getting emotional inside because a year ago you stood on it, you did it, and it's a very great outlook for the city in general. Like off air, we were speaking about how Chicago known for this and that, and you know, you doing what you did, you just put Chicago on the map for boxing. You know what I'm saying? You did a money challenge. You know, things started. We all know NBA young boy, Look Dirt, and then the situation just started going viral. You also did the money challenge, and you put up who trying to fight.
I gotta put this in my story. He just went hard.
Hey, yeah, I did the money challenge. You know, everybody was doing this, so I was like, and then we would set up the fight. March 5th in San Diego, and the opponent that they had pulled out. So like, I got scratched from that card, and so like, I was dead ass serious. Like, who trying to fight? Like who won't smoke? Like that's how I really feel. You know, like that's not like, oh, I'm just saying who trying to fight. Like, nah, like we got a date. Like
money for my fun.
Who wants to smoke? Like step up to the plate. You know, like I'm open for it.
Like how long does it take for you to get that, to approve that, so you can get that? Or
it's if somebody like, so right now, like, because I'm in the top, so it's like it's a lot of things that goes into it. Like another fighter got to be in the top too, but. Long story short, we can make that shit happen. Like, call me, call my guys, call my team. We'll make that shit happen quick.
You know, once upon a time, Mike Tyson was knocking people out so fast, fighters didn't want to fight him. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm just gonna say, for you being where you are now, do you see that becoming an issue, especially when it's something you do so often that brings not just you money, but opponents money as well? Like,
it's already an issue. It's already an issue. We had guys who decline fights already, so that's already an issue.
Do you think people just don't be wanting to get beat up?
You know what? I think we in an era right now where everything is so social media and so broadcast. So if somebody get beat up, it automatically hits the internet. So it's like you embarrassed for life. Like, you got to take the L for life. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, when Mike Tyson was doing it, people got knocked out and like, oh, we can only watch it on HBO. But like right now, you embarrassed for life. Like, put that L on your head for life. Like, it's there.
Hey,
you know.
But as a fighter,
it comes with the game.
Right,
you win some, you lose some.
Exactly. It comes to the game, and like I don't know how other fighters get ready or what they prep for, but like when fighters fighting me, they need to understand that like I'm ready to die in the ring. Like I know it's the worst thing to say, and like I know a lot of fighters lost their life in the ring, but I just want them to know like I'm ready to lose my life in the ring that night. So if you are gonna fight me, you gotta bring your best because I'm ready to.
I wouldn't want to get in the ring with you neither.
Not that you like, you know, you done solidified this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, like I know most people go back and watch and learn other techniques and stuff like that. Is there anybody in the Hall of Fame or one of the greats that you admire, that you look up to and be like, I would like to adapt a little bit of this to my game? Or
you know, everybody be screaming Floyd, like just off the strength of what he did, but I don't like him. Like, he's not the type of fighter. I don't like his style. He's not the type of fighter that I like. Like, I'm more so like my favorite fighter right now is Canelo Alvarez. Like, I admire what he do. You know, like Floyd is a phenomenal fighter, but his style is not different.
Totally different.
You know,
How do you describe boxing styles?
Just what a fighter does in the ring. Like, if you're a come forward fighter, if you're a defensive fighter, if you're a slick fighter.
Okay. I never would think.
I love your honesty too, my brother. And I was thinking about, you know, outside of that, him being an influence, I've seen, going back to IG again, because I saw you posted up with Mayor Tay and Desto Luciano.
Yes, sir.
You know,
my boy.
Two fighters from Chicago, and you put up on the post, who won't smoke with us?
Yeah.
Like, I don't really. I've heard of Desto Luciano.
Yeah.
He's also like he's also a musician. I'm gonna just say an artist as well.
Absolutely.
So like, I mean, with you being around other fighters, like, can you at least break down Mayor Tay, Desto Luciano, and, you know, just some other fighters that you have some good relationships with?
I'll be around, like, for instance, Tay, like, that's my boy. Like, everybody know Mayor Tay. Like, that's me and him been locked in for about 4 years now, 4 or 5 years. But you would think that we was born together. Like, we like that close, you know. But we've been locked in for a while. Like, he's a heavyweight, big as hell. Like, I don't know if y'all ever seen him in person.
Never.
I saw the picture though.
He is big, and so that's my boy. I've been helping him out his pro career. I think he pro right now. He's 4-0 as a pro. So yeah, like
damn.
Don't get it twisted. My boy can fight. Like, my boy got hands, you know. And Desto, another one of my boys. I was just chopping up with him today too. He just actually fought in Colombia last week. He just got back. I think he just got back in the States today. All these guys killers, and another one of my young guys, not my young guys, but one of my boys. He an amateur still, but he a killer. Jeremiah, like Jay, we call him Hitman. That's his nickname, Hitman. Yeah. So it's a lot of guys that's coming up, and a lot of guys that I be around that's fighters. But to be honest with you, I don't think nobody want no smoke with us. Like, it's hard. Like, what can you do? Like, if you want a big guy, we got a big man for you. If you want a medium guy, we got a medium guy for you. If you want a little guy, we can find a little guy for you.
The big dog.
Yeah, like, what y'all want? Like, it's to that point. You know what I mean? Like, and we got the attitude of Chicago. Like, we ain't scared of nothing. We ain't barring nothing. We ain't second to none. You know,
man, real inspiring and motivational. And again, I'm super proud of you, man. I'm glad you took some time out to slide. Wow, y'all, you said you was gonna do it.
I told y'all.
You did it. You did it in a fashionable style, and on top of that, the people you around, Chicago is in some good boxing hands. I mean, it's looking like Chicago boxing has a true future.
Oh, absolutely, and even like not just only me. Like, I still got to take my hats off to other guys like Kenny Sims, Nate Gallimore, Mayor Tay again. You know what I mean? It's a Desto. Eric Ross. Like, it's a lot of guys that's around the Chicago boxing that's putting Chicago on the map. So I think after me, it's still going to be a good hand because it's a lot of guys that's coming up too. So I'm happy with Chicago boxing right now.
Shit, me too. Again, let people know. I don't know if you spoke on. Well, you say you was hoping for the fight in March, but that canceled out. But if you do have anything possibly lined up, let people know. If you got merch, let people know how they can cop the merch as well as follow you on your social.
I am fighting actually. I'm fighting April 30th in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, let me write that down.
Yeah, April 30th, Madison Square Garden in New York. That's April 30th, so make sure y'all say that date. You can follow me at Chris Millie, MILY on IG. No Facebook, no Twitter, no nothing else like that. But yeah.
I'm putting this down right now.
April 30th.
April 30th.
April 30th, yeah.
How can people purchase tickets to to the fight?
When the day gets, because it's 3 months out, but when the day gets closer, everything will be up. Like, I won't be in Chicago, I'll be in camp in California, but it'll be posted up. Like, we'll make sure everybody have tickets available and people know where to get them.
Look,
I'm be in New York.
April 30th. That's a Saturday too.
Yeah.
Hey, show might be canceled that day, everybody.
We might do a pre-record.
Or you just take the show live at the fight.
That's what I was saying. Y'all talking about pre-recording.
Yeah. You know what?
Look, I just gave her ideas.
So we gonna set up in your dressing room then.
Yeah, right.
So the fight over. We live in the locker room right here after the fight. We got us another one, baby. We got us another 1, 2. We here, okay?
Yeah,
we here in the square.
You have to be the first boxer to show up with a hype man.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm there. I'm there.
Oh damn, y'all is crazy. I love y'all, man. But that is the show, everybody, man. The champ was definitely here today.
Champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.